All right, it's that time. It is time for another splurge, stock, or save. This is my version of the Will I Buy It that Samantha March created, and I'm here to talk to you about all the new releases and whether I'm gonna splurge on it right away, whether I'm going to stock the site for a good sale. It's like something I want, but not ready to pay full price for it. Or if I'm gonna save my money and just skip it altogether. And I'm very excited to get into this with you. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. We have a lot of makeup to talk about, I'm sure. I only do these videos about once a month, so let's dive into this right now. All right, we are gonna jump onto the Trendstopia page right now. I have to say, I've really been enjoying this account. So let's look at the new MAC release of the Black Panther collection, the Wakanda Forever collection. So I'm excited that they're doing a Wakanda Forever collection. I feel like the eyeshadow palette is very representative of like the vibe of, you know, even just seeing the previews, like, okay, like those colors, I definitely get it. I'm just like looking at this palette and I'm like, if I were to buy this palette, I think I would get it and be like, what the heck am I doing with this? Like, it's just not enough for me. You have 8 shades here. And I'm like, I don't know. Nothing within this like is super vibing with me. Like, let's see what we have here. So we have 2 of the Extra Dimension skin finishes. Now I do have to say both of them look very beautiful. You have Royal Challenge, which is a gold with rose flecks, and then you have a Royal Vibrancy, which is a chocolate bronze with gold. So those are the 2 things that I feel like if you did want to buy something from the collection, that's what I would lean towards. I love the imprint on the inside. Now obviously that's going to go away at some point. But the outer packaging, I just don't like it. I don't like this outer packaging. It's very like, I don't know. I think it could have been a little bit more glamorous is all I'm saying. Like it's very, it almost looks like kind of video gamey. I get it. It's Black Panther. It's a comic. It's a Marvel thing. I just think that they could have like elevated it a little bit more, but those both look very beautiful. I am personally trying to stay away from buying any more like sheeny powder products right now, so I will be staying away from that. Again, the eyeshadow palette is not for me. Now these lipstick shades are pretty. So you have a bright cool fuchsia, a matte blue red, a matte chocolate brown, and a neutral pink. I mean, looking at these shades, they are very pretty. I do think that there's something here that would be flattering on anyone. But again, like MAC lipsticks for me, it's just like, anymore. Like they're nice, but nothing special. Now the liquid lip colors, these do really look fun. You have that rich black, a bronze red, a blood red, and a bright purple. They're pretty. I don't know, like the finish here looks sheeny, but I can't tell if that's metallic or if it's actually a little glossy. So like the matte doesn't, like the black, it looks glossy, it doesn't look metallic, but like the purple one kind of looks like it has a little like metallic sheen to it. I just have a feeling the formula on these, like it hurts me. It hurts me a little bit. I just have a feeling it's gonna be a little tricky. Then we have the Liquid Last 24-hour waterproof liners. You have an opaque white and a metallic purple. I don't know. So then you have a black eye kohl, a sheer gold lip gloss, and then you have a few brushes and a makeup bag. Honestly, like again, in here, like maybe a lipstick if you enjoy the MAC lipstick formula. And I think that the Extra Dimension skin finishes look beautiful, but there's just nothing in here that like sings to me. So you'll have to let me know. Are you gonna pick one of these up? Now I am really excited for this one. My heart was so warm when I saw that Sydney Grace had talked to Mel's family, Mel Thompson of course, about releasing the little like retro glam palette that she had put together. So not only are they having it as a bundle, but they will have all of the shadows discounted. I think they were down to like $3.50 a piece, which is a great price. So if you see this and they're either this like whole color story speaks to you or there are bits and pieces, this is a great time to pick it up at a discount. Love you, Mel. Like, I just love that we're like still celebrating her, and part of the proceeds of this do go to Mel's family, so it's a great way to give some support. All right, while we're talking retro glam, here is, we've all seen it. We've all seen this like reveal of the Natasha Denona palette. I have to say, I'm not picking this one up. If I do want to pick anything up, I'll probably pick up Mel's bundle, and I don't even see myself doing that because this is a beautiful shade set. I just don't know if it's like one that I necessarily need to have. It's so interesting because Kelly like 5 years ago would have taken a deep dive right into buying this palette. Kelly now is kind of like, this is cute. I just don't think I would grab for it all that much. There's just something about this mix of shades that it just isn't my jam right now. Now, obviously the retro palette is $69, but Mel's bundle is $60, but of course there are totally discount codes out there. You can actually use Mel's discount code, and that one, I think her affiliate still goes to the family, so that's probably what I would do. But then you'd still get it, I mean, at least 10% off, but it might even be 15% off. So if I was to do it, I would probably pick up the Sydney Grace one because I know I'm going to enjoy the shimmers more. I like the tones of the mattes that she chose, so that would probably be the way that I would go. I would love to know, are you planning on picking up the Natasha Denona? I think it's a pretty palette. It's just not drawing me in. Like, it's just not like, hey, give me your $70. And so I won't. Okay, let's talk about the palette that everybody seems to be buying right now. I've already talked to several people who snagged this one, the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I have to say, I think it's pretty. I think it is very pretty. You know, it's definitely leaning into those cool, almost like slightly taupey tones. So here's what I thought right away, is that this is almost like an extended version of Wayne Goss's, this is the Pearl palette. So let me see if I can get like a good shot of this. So you can see here, like, I feel like it's an extended version of this. You've got deeper tones, and I'll be honest, it looks like Mario's shimmers are much more shimmery. I have not tried a Mario eyeshadow before. I was tempted to pick this one up because I do think it looks very beautiful, but these tones I just don't reach for all that much, and I have a little bit of it. I have a little taste of it. I have a few like cooler tones that I could pull out from Sydney Grace if I'm wanting those like shimmery shimmers. I'm passing on this one, but it does look very pretty. Did you pick it up? Wow, okay, I don't know if this is still gonna be going on when this video goes up, but I talked about these in my last Will I Buy It, these Smashbox Masters of Horror collection, and they're already 50% off. They're already 50% off. This post went up before Halloween, and they're already 50% off. I'm really tempted to try out one of the like eye creams. I'm not gonna do it because I don't really want to do a purchase just for like one eye cream, but I just can't imagine how that's like good for a brand to like launch these. You have to get special packaging components for like the fancy Halloweenness, and then you put them half off right away. Okay, I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to get these. I'm probably not gonna do it, but I am very tempted. So Auric just released 2 shades of the Plush Ritual tint. So now we have 2 shades along with the original Bear shade. We have the shade Haze, which just looks gorgeous. It's like this like muted plum shade, and then you have Ripe, which Sam described as a sheer red, but it almost looked more, to me, on her lips, it almost looked like a warmer, like almost like coral cherry shade. But they do, of course, come with the same rose quartz applicator. I'm very tempted to try one of these. I am very tempted. I'm just not gonna do it. I still have lip balms that I'm trying to use up. I still have some Bite Agave lip mask that I need to use up. So we're not gonna do it, but this does look really pretty. I would love to know if you've gotten one of the Auric Plush Ritual. Will you please let me know your thoughts down below? I'm just really curious to see what everybody thinks of them. Okay, Beauty Bay, we need to just stop the madness here. Can we look at this neutral palette? By the way, if you can hear my like vacuum robot going, I'm sorry. But like, what is up with this humongous palette? Can we just look at these shades and all agree that like we could probably take out half the shades in here because so many of them are alike? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I obviously tried one Beauty Bay palette. The shimmers for me really creased. I don't think I would ever get a Beauty Bay palette again. This is just like overkill. Okay. We need to talk about this one, and I don't feel so bad because I just went on and on about how much I love Hudson Valley from Nomad, but this new Lapland Finland holiday palette. I was really excited when I saw the outer packaging. It's got that like shifty, shiny, like Northern Lights vibe. So even before I saw swatches of this palette, I was like, this color story for me just doesn't make sense. You have a red and like a deep green and a gray matte. And then the rest of these look like shimmer shadows. So you have like, you know, a pastel, almost like pinky leaning, a pastel violet leaning. Well, you also have a white matte, I believe. You have a white matte. Then you have a gold shimmer, a bluish shimmer, and then like this like tealy green shimmer. Okay. And I was already kind of like, I don't get this color story. I don't see how this can be paired for a cohesive look, especially more of like an everyday look, right? Like, I just don't see it. Like, I just don't know, because you can't blend the red and the green together because that gets kind of murky. You could do the green and the gray, and you could do the red and the white, but that's gonna turn pink. You could probably do the red and the gray. It's just like, first of all, a 9 pan for me is challenging. It's just not enough options. But then I saw the swatches. I've seen like people doing swatches, and they're all topper shades. And I'm just not a huge topper shade person, especially because if I'm gonna use a topper, it's going to be over a liquid color base so that I can like really ensure that I've got a lot of color, and then I can put the topper over the top. I just find that like sometimes with like matte shadows and then you top it, even if you're using a glitter glue, sometimes like the shadows like get together, they have a little marriage, and the baby ain't cute. Like, I don't know. It's just not my jam. I'm kind of sad about this one. I have to say, like, I feel like for me, there are probably 50% of the Nomad color stories just don't really speak to me. I don't know, this one just doesn't feel that thought out. And I will be very curious to see what people think of the formula, because I know that a lot of people like the little like iridescent, like duochrome thing that was in the Paradise Islands palette. I liked those because I like them for what they are, but like comparing them to other brands and maybe what people were expecting out of a duochrome, I think people were really disappointed. I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed in this palette. I have only watched one review, and I talked to a friend who also had the palette, and I was just like, yeah, no. So this one isn't for me. I think it's really kind of like missing the mark. This one kind of bummed me out. I was excited when I saw the outer packaging, and then right away when I started to see the colors, I was like, oh, this is one I'm gonna skip. So I would love to know, do you have this? Are you excited for this? Do you think it's great to have all of these iridescents in here, or all of these like topper shades? I really think that they needed to have one or two, preferably two of these in here be a like full-on shimmer shade, but that's just me, and that's my preference. So that's a no for me. Ooh, okay, we have these new Rituel de Fille limited edition color nectar pigment balm. So we have the shade Hornet and Weeping Lilac. These look very pretty. So I have not tried any cosmetics from Rituel de Fille. I did actually pick up that Thorn Oil in the Ulta sale. Still haven't used it. I'm trying to like use up what I have right now, but I did pick that up to try. I'll have to do that in a video soon. But these look very pretty. So you can get them for $26 each, or the set for $42. These look like very good fall winter vibes, colors, and like kind of unique shades. Like you've got like that dusty lilac, and that Hornet is like almost like a grayed out brown, kind of like a cool toned brown. Am I off here? I think it looks really cool. I probably won't be picking these up, but if I did, I would maybe get that Weeping Lilac shade. I just have a feeling that I have something similar in my collection. Maybe not in a cream, but right now I'm trying to stay away. I'm trying to stay away, y'all. Okay, who has tried City Color Cosmetics? This grunge palette looks really cool. Like, I'm not getting it because I feel like between my Viseart Petite Dark Mattes and my Blend Bunny palettes, I probably have like all of these shades, but this is a really cute color story. I think that this is awesome. I just don't know the quality of this brand. The color story is great. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm gonna show you the first picture that I saw, and then this last picture. I feel like this looks very different. It's a very different vibe. The marketing photos, like especially this one here, what the heck? Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, especially this one here. These look like 3 different palettes. Like, which is the real one? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I don't know what's going on. Okay, I have to say, I like the first photo I saw. Then the next one seems kind of like not as cute, and then the last one is like extra grungy. I just don't understand which one is the real like color story. Okay, so Linda Hallberg Cosmetics has a new palette out. I have to say, when I saw the promo pic of the palette, I was like, eh. And then when I see these swatches, I'm like, ooh, these look a lot more like rich and deep. Again, I feel like I have most of these colors. Most of these mattes are actually in the Petite Dark Mattes palette that I have from Viseart, and I'm sure that I have those shimmer shades. Kind of tempted. I would like to pick up some Linda Hallberg Cosmetics at some point, so I don't think it's going to be now, and I don't think it's going to be this palette, but they do look really nice. Okay, can someone clarify for me? I need to look into this because we have Oma Beauty, but then do we also have Oma by Sharon C? Because this looks like completely different products, and it says it's at Walmart and CVS. So I'm wondering, is this more like even more drugstore? Because like Oma's at the drugstore. You can get them at Ulta. But is this like more drugstore-y? I don't know. The packaging definitely looks more drugstore-y. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of these products look really cute. The blushes and the bronzers look cute. The lipsticks look like pretty shades, but it's very drugstore packaging. Like there's just something, and I know that Tower 28 has that like clear lucite packaging. It's kind of the same with these blushes and bronzers, so that's not a big deal. But like the lipsticks definitely look, they remind me of like old school drugstore packaging. I'm just not sure how I feel about this. The eyeshadow palettes look pretty. If you like a quad, it's the packaging for me. It's sort of like Wet n Wild meets Catrice meets Essence. I don't really know about this, but let's see. Let's look at the prices here. So the sheer lipsticks are $7.50. That's actually a really good price. Obviously, they are very sheer colors. The bronzers and blushes are both 12 bucks. The quads are $10. Okay, yeah. So this is like a lower price point than a lot of the other like Oma. So I'm assuming that this like by Sharon C is like a spin-off. Okay, if you have tried Bella Beauty Bar, I would really be curious on your thoughts. I have not before, but I'm already seeing like 3 palettes come through on my feed here on Trendstopia. We have a collab with Brittany Huffman, who, by the way, I don't know who Brittany Huffman is, but this looks like a very like unicorny rainbow palette. And then I saw that there is like a pre-order for a palette that sold out in the past. It looks like it could be pretty. It also looks like it could be disappointing. I don't know. I'd be curious to know your thoughts on this brand. Okay, so I'm just realizing this far into it, I really haven't been saying whether I'm gonna splurge, save, or stock, but I feel like so far through here, everything has been kind of like a save for me. The only thing is I might stock on that Mario palette, and I know that like right now would be the time to save on it because I could get it in the Sephora sale. If it's still in stock even, it's probably already sold out, but like that's the only product that I've been like, maybe I want that. The Rituel de Fille products looked kind of pretty, but I just know that it's not something that I need. So far my budget is staying intact. Okay, we don't really know much here. We don't really know much yet, but I am so excited to see what Lisa Eldridge is bringing us. I know that there's been talk about an eye palette. I'm very excited to see this. I'm sure that she's going to be releasing some more lip shades for holiday. I already have a couple things on my wish list from, you know, previous launches. It's probably going to be a painful buy for me. So this is why I need to save on all this other stuff, because Lisa Eldridge is going to be a definite splurge. All right, I'm just going to take a quick moment to talk about the Odin's Eye holiday collection. I did not pick either palette up. I do really think that the warmer toned one would be something that I would like. It's just not something that I need. Like, I need to pull out my Hella palette a little bit more. I just don't need it. I think that they're pretty. I saw Laura May Beauty do her video and she almost had me. I was like, I just don't need it. Honestly, I'm gonna wait. I might decide to pick one up if Odin's Eye is having a really good sale and it happens to be included in their Black Friday sale. It's just not something that I need. I'm telling you, after doing my eyeshadow palette declutter, I've really just started being very, very picky about what I'm going to buy eyeshadow wise and how much I'm gonna spend. And I just didn't want to pay full price for these, or even full price with like, you know, a affiliate discount. So nope. Okay, another one that I just wanted to give my thoughts on, I didn't pick it up, is the new Blend Bunny All Done Up palette. This one's obviously been out for a hot minute, but I did just want to say I didn't pick it up because looking at these shades, while I think it's a pretty palette, it's just not something that I need. I feel like I have shades close-ish to a lot of these in my Blend Bunny palettes, and the shimmer shades are just not my jam as much, and these shades in here are just not ones that I would use a lot. Now, I would be very curious to try the lip liners and the eyeliner at some point. Now, the matte lips look gorgeous. It's just not a formula that I would probably want regardless. So I did pass on this entire launch. Again, I'm just being very selective right now. And when I looked at this palette, I was like, there's nothing in there that I don't already have somewhere in my collection. It's a very pretty color story, and I do like it's a slightly smaller palette. Okay, let's take a peek at Trend Mood. There is a Wizard of Oz and Kylie collab. Listen here. I have a feeling, okay, if this is anything like the freaking Grinch collab, this is gonna be a big disappointment. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm almost already like up in my feels about this one. Okay, wait, what? Kylie Cosmetics did a Batman collab? Talk about off-brand. Like, is Kylie a huge Batman fan? What am I missing here? No. Okay, I feel like I've been scrolling and scrolling through, and there's really just not a lot that I want to talk about at all. So I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's a lot of color pop. I don't need to talk about any of that. We have the Glam Light and Scooby-Doo. I don't need to talk about that. Like, no. So let's just move into some like luxury beauty stuff. So let's go over to Chic Profile Official. Honestly, we're already talking spring. We're already talking spring here. It looks like Chanel is bringing back the tweed blushes for spring. These do look very pretty. Do I think that I need any of these for Chanel prices? Probably not. They are quite pretty though. They are really quite pretty. So I think I'm just gonna end. I'm just gonna end on this little Chantecaille Lotus collection. I did watch my friend Aileen's video from ATHR Beauty on this set. I have to say, the packaging looks beautiful. The products look nice. The blurring powder, it looks so beautiful. Like, the compact is gorgeous. The powder looks pretty. It's $98. Like, a powder that is $98 better not just blur. It better erase. It better be an erasing powder. I better look like I'm freaking face-tuned to the heavens if I'm gonna spend $98 on a powder. I just cannot. I just can't. The packaging is super pretty. I just can't. So I guess that's the one that's gonna go on my like if I could have it wish list. Even at 50% off, $50, maybe then. It's a lot. All right. That's it. I guess I just can't. I just can't do it with like major luxury beauty prices. It's just usually not for me, but maybe it is for you. And if that's in your budget, that's great. I just find that I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty, but I'm like, but I could buy like 2 other things, 3 other things for that are probably just as pretty. It's just fun. It's kind of fun to like have something like that on your list. Maybe at one point I will try, maybe someday I'll catch like an amazing deal on some Chantecaille. I've tried a few Chantecaille skincare items. They've been nice. It's just, there's nothing that's like really like blown my socks off, but maybe at some point I'll have to splurge and get a couple things. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I've had fun talking to you about all these new makeup releases. I have a feeling it's gonna be a while before this video goes up. So if before then, anything else has launched that I want to give you my thoughts on, I'm gonna insert that here. Hey lovelies, I'm back a little bit later in life and a little bit under the weather, but I wanted to talk about a few of the launches that have come out since I first filmed this splurge, stock, or save. So let's look at the new complexion products from Kaleidos. We have the Symphony Contour Trio. Honestly, I feel like if you are someone who doesn't have products that you have to be able to contour and highlight your face, I think that this is actually a nice option. I like that they have, you know, the highlight shade and then they have basically 2 depths of a contour shade. So I think that that is a really nice option. It makes it pretty easy to blend because you can put the like depthiest shade right where the hollow of your cheek would be, and then, you know, blend the next one up a little bit lighter than that, and then it would just like blur together really well. So I like the idea of these. Do I need one? No. I like that the packaging seems to be fairly compact and cute. but I have things in my collection that I already contour with, and usually I actually prefer a cream contour. So this isn't going to be one for me, but I do like the packaging and I think they're pretty. We also have the Symphony Face Illuminator. It says a weightless soft glide formula blurs, mattifies, and naturally brightens targeted areas for enhanced dimension. So I'm thinking that's more like a blurring powder, you know, like a finishing powder. I could be very wrong, but looking at the swatches here, I like that they have a nice range of shades, so I'm thinking that that's really what this is. It's almost like a highlighting blurring powder. Again, not something I need, but I do like the packaging. It's cute. Okay, we've seen the reveal of the Wild Star collection from Isamaya. Honestly, there's nothing in here that is like floating my boat. I mean, a couple of the lipstick shades seem very pretty, but the eyeshadow palette, to me, it's not something that I need. It's not something that I think I would use. The shades aren't for me, so that definitely won't be something that I'll need. Like I said, the lipsticks, they kind of seem pretty, but they're sheeny, and that sheen is going to enhance texture on the lips. That's not really my favorite thing. There's just nothing about this collection that draws me in. Like, I don't love the packaging. The vibe of this one just isn't for me, and that's okay because these are expensive and I'm okay with saving some money because there's something we're about to talk about that's going to take all my money. Okay, let's talk about the Nimya palette. This, by the way, is not the one that's taking all my money. Let's just start there. So this is, of course, NikkieTutorials brand, and she's finally come out with an eyeshadow palette. I think everybody was so surprised that she did not come out with an eyeshadow palette in her first launch of her brand, and here we have it. So I don't know. There's just something about this that is very uninspiring to me. And I think Nikkie is anything but uninspiring. I mean, I think that she is very boisterous. She's very creative. She's been so inspiring to a lot of the LGBT community, makeup wearers, like just a vast variety of people in this world. And to see this palette, this is sort of like, it's a lot of neutrals and then like her brand shades, which I think is kind of a weird choice. Like, I feel like I would, I don't know. I mean, I think a neutral palette with a couple pops of color, I can see Nikkie kind of like doing that for her first palette because it's going to speak to a broad range of people. But I think that having the blue and the orange in here together is just weird. It's like, just because it's your brand, it doesn't mean you have to have those colors in here. Like, I could see keeping the orange and then maybe adding like a burgundy in here so that you have, you know, some neutrals and some warms. Or I could see taking out the orange, keeping the blue, and then adding something, you know, that really kind of goes with the blue, like maybe a cooler taupe shade, like something that kind of like makes it more cohesive to me. It just seems like uninspired and a little bit of a weird color story for me. I'll be honest, I'm kind of curious to see what kind of formulas Nikkie uses because I just think that she does such beautiful, amazing eye looks, but this color story to me is just a no, so it's definitely a pass. Okay, so I do want to talk about the Kiko Milano holiday collection. So this is the Joyful Holiday collection. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things in here. They're very pretty. So I have a few Kiko Milano items that I really like. I got a few things from the Wonder Woman collection. One was like a shimmery blush. One was like a lip stilo, so like a creamy lipstick in like a pen. I love them. I love them. And looking here, you have a lot of things. Like I said, it's a very big collection. You have a face palette, you have an eyeshadow palette, you have 3 duo blushes, you have some lip stilos. I tell you what, if I needed a lip product, I would maybe consider those because I really did like the one that I have. And then let's see here. You have 6 shades of a hydrating matte powder. You have 2 baked bronzers, 6 matte lipsticks. You have another eyeshadow palette. You have sparkling lipsticks, dream highlighters, you have 4 single eyeshadows, you have some skincare and lip care, you have, oh my gosh, like there's so many things. There's like a face and body scrub, you have eye pencils and liquid highlighters and more. Like this, Kiko, you could have like done like half of this. It's a little crazy for me, and I would think that you'd have to get a lot of these things on the brand website. I just know that I've really enjoyed what I have. The blush that I have is totally beautiful. Like I said, I really like the lip stilo. So I would be curious. I would be very curious to pick up a couple of these things. I'm not sure that I will, and I feel like this is something that maybe will go on sale quickly. I do know that Ulta gets Kiko in sometimes, and I know I have a lot of like Ulta points burning a hole in my pocket. So maybe if this collection came there, I would consider picking a few things up with my points, because I do really like what I've gotten from Kiko before. But the size of this launch is a little like alarming and like a little like overwhelming, but I do think there might be some good grabs in here. So stay tuned. I might pick up a couple of these things. All right, we also have the launch of the Hindash Color Fluid Ultra Matte creams. I think that these are pretty. I think they're nice. Like seeing what Hindash has done with them on Instagram, I think they're going to be very versatile. They do look quite matte. So for me, it would be a no on the lips, just because I have a feeling something that's that liquidy and matte is going to be a little bit drying. I think that the Carve shade would make for a very great contour product. I've seen Hindash use that. He kind of like basically did a lot of like contouring and shaping on one model on Instagram, and that was great. Of course, you know that I love the Rising shade, that beautiful orange. These are a skip for me though. I have some products that I could definitely use like this. For instance, I think the Color Fix in Expose would be very similar to this Carve shade. Not as liquidy and maybe not having as much playtime, but I could easily like mix in a little bit of moisturizer to make the same thing. So I won't be getting these. They're 25 each. I think if it's something that you've never played with before, maybe getting one to try out would be cool, but I'm definitely gonna pass on these. Okay, the final thing we're gonna talk about today, and it's the one that is going to take most of my beauty budget for the month. So Lisa Eldridge did finally show us her new beautiful babies. We have 5 new eyeshadow palettes. These are 6-pan palettes and they are stunning. I love everything from the component. It's a beautiful, like slim compact, and then the shades inside are stunning. I think that these are definitely that like luxe glam experience. I do think that there are a couple options in here that you can get a fairly bold look out of, but also options where you can go soft. I do really like that these shadows are, you're able to like pop them out to be able to like mix and match. They are pricey. They are pricey, coming in at $68. Okay, so here's my plan. Smart Kelly is going to buy 1 palette and try the formula. But overly excited Kelly kind of wants to get 2 palettes. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure where I'm going with this yet. I'm not getting more than 2 palettes though, because I really am trying to like cool my jets. So I'm not gonna say too much on what I think I'm gonna get yet, because I'm just not sure. Which I need to make up my mind, because they're launching tomorrow. They're launching Friday. Well, it's Thursday when I'm filming this, but they are launching. They probably will have already launched by the time that I put up this video. So I'm sure I'll be having a haul video coming soon and you'll be able to see what I got. But I can tell you one thing for sure that I know that I'm getting from this launch, and this is one of Lisa's new True Velvet lipsticks. If you saw a recent video that I was talking about, oh, it was my fall favorite lipsticks, my fall and winter favorite lipsticks video. And I was saying I didn't have any reds in my picks because when I did my lipstick declutter, I ended up getting rid of a lot of my lipsticks and I only have like 1 red, and it's more of like a summery red for me right now. So I see this Velvet Duchess. It's the first one that Lisa shows in her video. And I was just like, she will be mine. Like, this is a perfect red for me. It's a little bit deeper without being like too deep, but it's that beautiful like blue based red. I think that this is gorgeous. I'll also be getting the lip liner. So my goal for myself in this launch is to get 1 eyeshadow palette and 1 or 2 lipsticks. I do want to get some lip liners. I've been looking at a few of Lisa's previous lip shades that I don't have yet that I've been kind of tempted to get, and I'm like, well, while I'm ordering, is this the time to pick those up? I don't know. I guess I don't know my goals yet. So my goal, I'm gonna try to stick to 2 lipsticks and 2 lip liners and 1 eyeshadow palette. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna end up picking up 2 eyeshadow palettes. I just know myself. So this is why I'm glad that my Sephora order for the sale wasn't overly large, because I knew Lisa was having this holiday launch and I knew it was just gonna kill me. So we shall see. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see what I ended up picking up. Okay, that's it, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad that I could just tag these on at the end, and I will see you really soon.